I didn't print out.
All right, we'll call to order the monthly meeting for April 12th, 2023 for the Board of Fire Commission. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The first item up would be the consideration of approval of the special meeting minutes from January 25th, 2023, which we should have all received an email copy of. So Fred Ingram makes a motion to accept. Seconded by Doug Cuny. Next up on the agenda would be if anybody has any public comments they would like to make. Is there anybody even on Zoom? Okay. Doesn't look like anybody here has got any public comment. Moving forward, we will go with the chief's reports. And we'll start with you, Chief McCollum.
Great, well, I just gave you the current budget report.
Yeah.
You'll see on the back page, I have some notations and stuff I paid out, I got those for after Sebby printed it. Or prepared it, I should say.
Yep.
We have an outstanding ARPA bill for the radios because Brad was confused at the amount. Because we had the original amount and then I explained to you gentlemen about the 2-year extended warranties.
Yep. Yes.
So then I remember Fred made a motion, I don't know who seconded it, that I could spend up to 10,000.
Yep.
I spent 91, 96, I think 96.
Okay.
So there's a difference there. I
Yeah.
explained it to Sam and Sebby, Brad was not upstairs.
Okay.
And said, you know, it's in the minutes, it'll be in the minutes, you can find it, and he's definitely approved up to 10. And I didn't spend that,
Okay.
and I explained to them the whole issue of. We bought 20 and we got 2 for free, but I still had to buy the extended warranty for the additional 2, so it was 22 with an extended warranty. To
Okay.
make it 5 years instead of 3.
Yep.
So that's where that is. All the other bills are up to date that I've received.
Okay.
Everything's paid. The ones that are written on the last page are the ones that were just paid this week or submitted to be paid this week.
Okay.
I have nothing outstanding right now.
Okay. So
We're just kind of moving along.
you don't know the status on that payment of the radios?
The ARPA radios?
Yeah.
No, I do not. That
Okay.
was just, like I said, I just discussed that with them yesterday,
Okay.
I think it was.
All right.
And explain to them why there was a difference
Gotcha.
in the amount approved.
Yeah.
Because there was the amount approved, and then I explained about the
Different.
extended warranty, and then
Okay.
you gentlemen were kind enough to up it,
Yep.
and that's what we did, we proceeded with that way.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Next up would be Chief Baker.
Okay, good evening. I gave you a copy of where we stand year to date with the budget. We're about 46% of the funds utilized. I still have some high ticket items coming in with the apparatus being DOT inspections and maintenance inspections happening, hose testing, things like that. There's some high ticket items back there, but we're on track. I don't foresee needing any emergency funding. I actually worry looking at that you won't get it spent. Oh, no, we got it, okay.
There's a lot of,
There's a lot of
like,
items in there
months
that
into
are
it.
budgeted.
well, I have like 7,000 and change testing, and I'm sure the chief does too, with hose, nozzles, ladders.
Yeah.
That I actually just confirmed the other day they're coming in May. And so that's a big chunk right there that gets spent, and I'm in the same. midst of-
You're 106, you have 106 to go.
I'm in the same midst of trucks as
Okay.
Chief Baker.
All right, well, you got under control. I
Well,
trust
that's too
in
done.
you guys.
Yeah, we've got 2 done, the truck is up there now, and that's gonna be the expensive one this year, unfortunately. There's multiple things they're working on.
Yeah, we've had some high ticket repairs that are coming in, so for example, the ratchet on the driver's seat on engine 1 broke, so it kind of wants to recline when it's not supposed to recline, and that's a $2,000 repair that wasn't budgeted. So even though it looks like there's a lot of money in there, I'm concerned.
Okay. As long as you're on.
The other items, the ARPA, I have the stretcher coming in. Actually, I should say the power load has been delivered. That came today. We're working on getting the installation scheduled. The stretcher, I was told, is probably because so many people are buying stretchers right now because of most of the municipalities getting the ARPA fund. Probably is gonna be at least another couple of months out.
We're in the same.
Installation costs and everything were,
That was all included.
Factored
In
in,
fact,
right?
there was a supplemental bill that was put in for specifically the dealer of the ambulance that has to make some electrical changes for this. So that's where some of the logistical scheduling has to happen, or have to have both vendors there at the same time
okay,
to make sure that this can be installed properly.
okay,
But that's happening. We did get a portion of the AEDs that were approved. The adapter keys came in, but again, that's another item that's on back order that I'm hopefully gonna see in the next couple of months. And those are really the only two items that were approved that I'm waiting on.
okay,
I'm still waiting to hear what the exact approval process is for using of the ARPA funds. I've given out a spreadsheet of some of the items that we had
yeah,
discussed.
yeah.
But what is the exact approval process on saying, go ahead and spend that money?
Okay.
Is what we're
Yeah.
looking at.
See, all right,
As far as other things that are going on at the firehouse, IT's been in there working on transferring over items to the fiber optic network.
yep,
The latest thing that's happened is our fax phone line has now been transferred over to the fiber optic network, so that phone can now be given back to Frontier, so
okay.
we don't have that bill. Next is supposed to be the voice lines,
For
and then we're working on getting the phones changed over to internet phone system. I think most of the other departments have been changed over. They are looking to start running some of the camera wiring. They were hoping that we could find money in our budget to complete the project all at once, because it was recommended that more cameras be put in, and
Okay,
instead of doing this piecemeal to try to do it all.
yeah,
But they said they don't have it in their budget, IT.
okay,
And I said, I really don't know if I'm gonna have extra money in my budget. It's too early to commit to that.
okay,
So that's where we're at with that, but everything else is going good.
so the camera project isn't done yet,
No, the camera project is not done. I mean, they do have the camera that they initially purchased,
yeah,
but they were hoping to try and do this project all
all
at
in one
once.
shot,
Yes,
good, how many more cameras are they looking to get,
I think they were looking to get 5 more cameras.
do you know the cost of that or no?
No,
Okay,
I didn't look into it.
okay,
They were,
It's worth it.
Yeah.
We had an instance just recently.
yeah, because it's not cost effective to
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah,
You know, bits and pieces, because
Yeah.
to keep coming back and keep buying and
is your security system
okay,
complete?
so we have 2 cameras in the truck bed.
Yeah.
The ladder truck bed.
Yeah,
We had an instance recently where we found out that there was a pair of bumper cans missing.
okay,
Those 2 cameras
yeah,
helped us.
figure out that
when we
route,
took- Well, we turned it over to the police department
okay,
and he was tracked down and we have the gear back.
okay, good,
We just have to decide what we're gonna do, if we're gonna go further or not.
Gotcha.
So those cameras, I'm all for however many cameras he says he needs, absolutely.
but is your,
The interior is all done.
Yeah.
The 4, he actually just called me today, I forgot to tell you, he called me today, the 4 outside, the exterior cameras are in.
yeah,
Just gotta schedule it out with his guy
okay,
to install them.
okay,
So that's good, I mean, we're moving forward with that and the fob system, they've done all their stuff now.
yeah,
Now it lays with IT here at the municipal center.
Okay.
To finish.
okay,
you know, one of the other things that concerned me too with the camera system is we had one member find outside in the parking lot a hanger that looked like it was bent to be used as a Slim Jim.
Yeah.
okay. Peace. Right, okay. All right, so when
It
will,
was for personal use or?
when will we know the status of your camera thing, is that gonna be, how are we gonna figure that out?
Well, then the next step would be to find out what the cost of what IT would like to do additional,
Okay,
and then find out if there is one that can be
can you get that for us for the May
I
meeting?
will talk to IT tomorrow.
All right, thank you. Just so we can wrap that project up. All right,
I don't know.
okay,
I don't think so. He said he was out of town.
One other thing I failed to mention.
Yeah.
Our gear is all ordered, the 8 sets,
yep,
everything that goes with the gear is in. We're
okay,
just waiting for the actual gear now, and it should be arriving soon.
okay, perfect. How about your air packs, they ever show up?
Air packs are still, those are still, you know, we're still waiting.
Okay.
We're in line for those, but we're waiting. So
Okay.
when they show up, they show up. You know,
Alright.
the only good thing about that is the ones we have right now are still functioning.
Yeah.
And when those show up, it's gonna extend the life because I thought we'd already have them in service by now.
Yeah, I got you. All right, next up, I skipped this, I was supposed to do it at the beginning, but I have to review the FOI meeting policy for everybody here. This came out from the first selectman, and we were supposed to review it last month, but unfortunately, we didn't have a quorum. I will read it and then I'll email everybody a copy so that we all have it. But from first selectman Carter, the following policy states, while a meeting is in session, the following protocols should be followed. 1, personal devices should not be used to communicate through any means, including text message, email, instant message, social media post, or conversation. An exception will be made if the device is being used as part of the meeting session, i.e. a member is participating in the meeting via phone conference. If there is a need to communicate regarding personal business during the meeting, the member should excuse herself from the meeting and exit the meeting room, or request the chair to move for a meeting recess. 2, any conversations by members or questions should be addressed to and through the chair. Talking, asking another member a question, or whispering any comments to another member should not take place. At public meetings, the public generally expects that the business being conducted is public business. Pursuant to Freedom of Information Act, Connecticut General Statute 1-200. As amended FOI Act, the public has a right to know what public officials say at public meetings on topics related to the public's business, unless such statements are made during a proper executive session or are otherwise exempt from disclosure under the FOI Act. Failure to adhere to the business of the meeting and or the aforementioned protocols could subject public officials to a FOI request requiring the disclosure of information that may be sensitive or inappropriate for public knowledge. In addition, a subsequent proceeding could be commenced with the FOI Commission, which may result in a significant expenditure of time and resources, a fine, Board of Commission actions being set aside, etc. Thank you, and please keep the above in mind at all times while you are participating in a public commission meeting. Okay. That's situation's complete. I'll get that out to email to you guys. You have it.
I'll make a motion to accept the chief's reports as given
Okay,
and to accept the FOI meeting policy as read.
second,
That you skip that.
I did skip that. All right, next up, the next item I have on the agenda is the update on the study that we were discussing. So I finally got all the information in, got on the same page with the first selectman finally, because we were having a tough time getting to meet. So he has it to review, and then him and I are gonna sit down next week and hash out all the terms and expenditures. The Board of Finance already set aside money, so it shouldn't be an issue. I think before we go ahead and do it, we'll meet with both chiefs so that you're aware of the scope of work and what is expected. And that should be rolling within the company said they would start on it right away. They're actually very eager. They have been pestering me quite a bit. So that should start and roll out pretty quick.
It's 25 grand, they want the money.
Yeah, a little more, but luckily we're HGAC.
Yeah,
So, and I know that thanks to you.
yeah.
CJ, could you briefly clarify what the scope of work will be?
Yeah, I will.
I know there's been some questions amongst some of
I
the
will.
membership.
I will, should have printed it out, but I will, give you a brief overview. It's gonna change, because like I said, we're gonna sit down with,
Yeah, I don't want to nail you down, just a brief.
the first selectman and these guys and kind of go over it, but, what they gave to us was I'm using my personal device to read
But not to communicate.
to read the
Let the record
email.
reflect there's no communication going on.
Seven pages, so let me find the gist of it.
7 pages, it's definitely a government document,
Yes, it is.
7 pages. Yeah.
I just know some of the members from the departments have reached out and
Yes.
wanted to know what the scope of it's gonna be and.
So this is the basic gist of what they presented to us, and then we're gonna break down what we kind of want to do with it. The department's response capacity is incomparable in comparison to the best practices. Current station locations and future station considerations. Apparatus inventory, equipment and fleet maintenance program. Current service levels and performance. Programs and services which can be improved, policy standards and operating procedures and any identified gaps. Staff analysis across all divisions, including operations, staffing and apparatus. And future workload projection and service demands.
Pretty comprehensive.
It is comprehensive.
Can you just clarify what you just read a part of?
I just read a part of the scope of work that is presented to us by Emergency Service Consulting International. Which is the company that we've set aside, the Board of Finance set aside money to have a study done. To look at those items. So like I said, once Tim and I meet, I'll talk to you guys and we'll verify everything on that. All
I'm
right,
just curious.
Yeah.
If, this is only, if their services are only fire, or could that be?
it's everything, EMS, everything, the whole shebang.
Because I know they're looking at revamping that as well.
Yep, that's should be included in that. The next item up that I had on there was follow up on the status of the ARPA funds, which both chiefs kind of touched on, but I wanted to see where we're at with that, like, and obviously you already answered our question. So you have not been answered how approval is gonna work, or,
No, because I wasn't clear on whether it was something that had to go through the
us,
fire commission.
or
Or does it go through the ARPA committee itself?
yeah,
Go to the
Board of Selectmen,
board of selectmen?
okay,
goes to the Board of Selectmen for final approval, I know that.
yeah. All right, who's the chairman of the ARPA committee?
Brad Herring.
Brad is, all right. I will reach in and follow up on that. But have all the items that you guys requested so far, other than the radio, have they been paid for through was your stretcher?
No, the
Paid
items that,
Yeah, through, has the ARPA money
Well,
that,
the EMS equipment hasn't been paid for yet because it wasn't here yet.
okay,
correct, I have two items that have been approved, the AED, for the apparatus, which I'm gonna take out of the fire,
yep,
allocation, and then the stretcher out of the EMS allocation.
yeah,
But none of them have been paid because they have not been received,
Right.
okay.
But the money's been properly encumbered.
but they have been approved. So-
Right.
Yeah, I got you, okay. And,
And I have a list of other items that I'd like to purchase, but they have not been approved because I don't know the approval process.
As
Okay.
do I.
all right, so I will let you know prior to the May meeting, so that way you can come to
It'd be great.
us with those items and then.
Yeah, because if it doesn't come to you, gentlemen, we need to know that because then we're going right to the Board of
First,
Selectmen
I will,
for a
I
request.
will follow up on that tomorrow. And let you know. The next up item was discussion on first quarter spending, which you guys also kind of touched on, but. Brett has a printout of it if he wants to.
Yeah,
You
I
guys
just,
question?
I just, a couple of questions, just because I don't recognize the vendors, so I just want clarification of what the vendors were.
Mhm.
This is on your account, Chief McCollum, Hollis LTD. Out
Howells
of your
Limited.
202 account,
That's Howells Limited. That's the rope equipment.
okay,
That's the rope equipment. Howells Limited.
and then,
They do rope, they do, cold water suits, they do all that.
okay,
all
yeah,
that
no,
equipment.
I just, I didn't recognize the vendor, I
That's
knew
who
you
they
had a
are.
big line item for rope equipment.
Yes,
Out of your 306 professional services, ESO solutions,
they changed the name. That's,
Oh, is that, he,
no, how much was that?
that is
That's the
1,900.
They changed the moniker.
Okay, and
That's why
Yes,
it's,
so bought out.
yeah, we did.
AGE Incorporated,
AGE Incorporated.
so 1,450.
I'd have to look it up for you. That one I don't remember off the top of my head. That was probably a specialty thing that we had to get there because we couldn't get it anywhere else.
And Chief Baker out of your 202 account, Magnum Electronics or Electron?
Electronics, that's radio, I'm not sure, I have to go back and look at the invoice.
And out of your firehouse maintenance account, the 207 account. Open Path Securities.
That's for the
That's
doors,
the door fob, right?
Yeah.
that's the annual,
That was it, yeah, it's just vendors I didn't recognize.
Just so everybody understands, the AAA that I have a lot from AAA.
Yep,
They're the guys in
That's
New
your-
York State.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about. They have New York State bid and Westchester County bid. And every time I check, they're the best price. So that's why there's a lot coming from that. And they actually, which is unheard of in today's time, deliver and pick up twice a week from you. So if I have something broken and needs to be picked up, they come up and pick it up and they take it and they bring it back. We don't have to run it to them, which is nice.
yep, that's all I had, just like I said, just a couple questions on vendors I didn't recognize.
I have that on my phone after the meeting. I won't do it during the meeting. After the meeting, I can forward it to all you gentlemen, as long as I have your email in my phone.
Okay.
Perfect.
the next thing is, I was wondering if, possible for the May meeting, if you could present us with, first quarter maintenance records, is that possible?
Yeah, well, all our trucks are being done now, so.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Should be able to
Time.
get the first 3 quarters.
We should be able to
Yeah.
bring them to you and show them to you.
Okay, perfect, yeah, that's,
The in-house stuff, and then we'll have the stuff from like ours go to, I think yours go to GK also. But we both use Gallons Night.
yeah,
They're 40 minutes away.
Yep.
They're very good at what they do.
okay,
And they give you a pretty
Breakdown.
thick packet that you can see everything.
Yep. you gave it to us last year,
Yes,
okay,
that's exactly what I showed you guys last year.
perfect. Then the next up would be, I just had in here general discussion, and follow up on some past items, and, I kind of wanted to just touch on some things that we have made motions on that haven't, been followed up on, so, I did, like I said, just when I met briefly with, the first selectman, I discussed if we could move forward on some items, and I'll just let you know what they are. It was the changing of the ordinance for the
Yeah.
commission. So he was willing to discuss that, so we're gonna discuss that and meet with town attorney to see what route we gotta take on that. I discussed you guys having a designee in your place.
Yes,
We had made that motion, so he was fine with that, as long as we were accepting of it. So again, we'll meet with the town attorney on that and move forward on that. And John, did anybody ever go anymore with your chief's truck? No? All right, and of course,
We sent that to the board of selectmen.
then they
With a
tabled it.
recommendation.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I heard it was.
Right, they tabled it and sent it back to us, right?
They recognized the fact that it needed to be purchased, but.
But they weren't sure
last
how to
I heard,
get the-
They were fighting over where the money would come from.
Okay,
and the equipment for the bay doors was also tabled by the board of selectmen without my or your knowledge till we found out from Rich.
okay.
Because it was
Alright.
approved here.
Yeah, and both of those items were, so I say that I'm gonna make a motion that we approve or that we forward to the first selectman to
Reiterate our recommendation.
to
Inquire why they haven't.
follow up on our
why that didn't
discussion
happen.
for the purchase of Stony Hill's chief apparatus, chief vehicle, and also for the purchase of the bay door equipment for Bethel Fire Department.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Doug Cuny. And I apologize for that getting lost. I don't think it's,
It's not your fault. It's not the fault of any of you up there.
yeah, and like I said, it was tabled, we approved it when, November, right? Or, yeah,
November.
Within the discussion on the charging document for your commission,
yeah,
there was also the discussion about who the members should be.
should be, yes.
So that should be brought up.
I
because-
discussed it quickly, there was a little
Yes.
discussion, so before, I'll meet with the first selectman, we'll discuss it, and then I'll bring back what the discussion said.
Great.
Okay. All right, that's all we had. Anybody have anything else?
Yeah,
Okay,
the disposition of engine 11.
that's your excuse, your trade, you know that. Where do we sit with that?
Last I heard, this was in the hands of the Board of Finance. I gave the Board of Finance a broker that was willing to sell it. They did not like the cost or what they could get for it. They thought they could get more. I said, you know, it's a 38-year-old truck. I couldn't
Yeah.
find anything that would produce a higher guarantee.
Okay.
And that's the last I heard.
Okay, where is it
Because the
now?
last I heard was that they were going back and forth on whether to keep it or not keep it based on the resale value. And the problem is now the cost that we would incur to get it back to active status is now
More than it's worth.
more not worth keeping it. So,
Yeah, I don't really think it's worth it.
I mean, the highest bid we got from the auction was $2,600. And I think that the broker said that that's probably about what you're gonna get is probably about 2,500. And I think they wanted 10% of that, or a
Really?
minimum of 750 for their fees.
Tires alone will cost you more than that.
Yeah,
What's the possibility of advertising it in some of the trade magazines with a, you know, a sealed bid with the right to refuse all bids or?
The ones that I talked to said it wasn't worth their while because of the age and the cost and the amount of money that they would get for them.
You know, I would ask, maybe the first selectman, I guess. If the town donated it somewhere, is there a benefit for the town there?
Yeah.
You know, there's
yeah,
a lot of needy departments in
All over
the
the world.
US,
over, yeah.
and not here, but all over the world that would probably take it and be glad to have it.
Yeah.
And if it gives you depreciation or whatever, you know, some kind of benefit for the town.
Outside of being a 38-year-old truck, it's a fine piece
You
of
know, I
machinery.
mean, it's just, they,
That's
they're all
my-
looking at
that's
that
my
age.
Biggest, issue with it is that just documenting it on paper doesn't do it justice, because
No.
we know the quality of maintenance that it's been through, it's a workhorse, it's in great shape.
Yeah. It's
And
nicer
it's
than-
been refurbished. We did put in all of the upgrades that have been done to it with enclosing the cab, putting an electric ladder rack on it, and increasing the amount of drafting hose from when it's new. Putting in the new
warning system.
safety, right, we upgraded to LED lighting, we put in better front seats that are safer with shoulder belts instead of just the lap belts. So it's definitely a safer truck. With enclosing it, we increased the seating,
Yep,
so.
okay, so I'll add that to my list of items to discuss.
There's also nonprofits all the time looking for old fire trucks to
Yeah, I mean. it's-
use for
it's
stuff,
kinda,
and
you
that
know,
may be an avenue for the
I
town too,
always see all these fire trucks going to all these
you know?
apartments all over the place, and I can't. Find it hard to believe that nobody wants to jump
I
on
mean,
it.
there's one down south that's painted pink, they use it all the time.
Yeah.
For breast cancer awareness.
You know, it's a pretty nice rig to some volunteer department out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Have a lot of
engine
money.
2 is still a first due piece in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That was a 77.
Four door.
Granted, I think we sold it for 12.
100 or 1,000.
1,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all we had on tonight's agenda, unless anybody else has anything else. Peter?
May 11th, New York City Fleet Show. It's free. Underneath the big Unisphere, every agency, everyone who wants to do business with cities and local tri-state area agencies are there. I'll share the link. It's in middle of Flushing Meadow Park. So goes all day. You can eat well.
Doug? Anything? Nothing. Okay. All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by
By you.
by me and seconded by Doug Cuban. What's the name of the-